Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I am going to tell you not only my top 5 all-time favorite Elvis Presley albums, but also ones that I believe are really essential if you're just starting out collecting Elvis, getting his music, whether it's on vinyl, whether it's on CD, whether you're just simply streaming it. These are my 5 favorite. Again, these are my 5 favorite. I'm curious to see what all of yours, what your favorites are. I always love reading your wonderful comments, and you always either set me straight and give me useful information that I didn't know of about Elvis or about a particular release. I always appreciate that. But you can also comment with your 5 favorites. So I kind of went back and forth. Somebody had suggested this about a week ago, which kind of planted the seeds for this video. Somebody said, how about doing a top 10 or top 20? I was going to do a top 5, then I was going to do a top 10, then I kind of went back and forth simply because the majority of the 60s were soundtracks. So it left some in the 50s and then throughout the 70s, of course, and several live albums. So these are strictly studio recordings. One kind of is, and you'll probably figure this out because many of you know this already, but one is like a greatest hits kind of thing. It's one of his gold records. So I have 5 from 5 down to 1, and I do have an honorable mention that I wanted to include in this list to kind of make it a little bit fun. So coming in at number 5, this to me is the quintessential, in my opinion, it's Elvis's true country album. It has a very country-esque feel to it. I've loved this album since I was a young boy. I remember hearing it the first time and it really just stuck with me. And to this day, it's still holds true to that. It is one of my second favorite 70s album. And coming in number 5 is this amazing album, Elvis Promised Land. Like I said, this just has a very country feel to it. It did chart very high on the country charts back in 1975. This was actually released on January 8th, 1975 on Elvis's 40th birthday. This particular release that I grabbed, this is the music on vinyl. Limited to 2,500 numbered copies. And I believe this is on the white swirl vinyl. But just some great songs. My personal favorites, of course, Promised Land is a great song. Love Mr. Songman. Love Song of the Year, It's Midnight. And I think one of my, if it's not my favorite song, it's probably number 2 on this album, is Your Love's Been a Long Time Coming. Love that song, just an absolute beauty. If You Talk in Your Sleep, I remember my brother actually had this 45. It was If You Talk in Your Sleep, and the B-side was Help Me. May have been the other way around, but I think that's how it was. But I remember I made a trade with my brother when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and gave him something that I wanted. This is my older brother. He had this, and then he traded me the 45, and I played the daylights out of it. But fantastic album, just very well made. Elvis sounds great on it. Just a great record. So there's number 4, or number 5. Coming in at number 4, this was kind of a tough one because this is my favorite album of Elvis's in 1970. I just absolutely love this. I first heard this, again, when I was probably about 9 or 10. The story goes, the neighbor across the street, I played with their son and their daughter. We're good friends with them. My mom was friends with their mom and dad. And she was an Elvis fan, and she had this album. She let me borrow it for a time, and I played it, and I was instantly smitten by it. Elvis, that's the way it is. Great cover, one of my favorite Elvis covers of all time. This is also the music on vinyl. This is the 4 LP edition. This one's starting to get a little bit hard to find. But this is a great album. You can either get this on vinyl. It's readily available on CD. But this is a great record. What can I say about this one? Just some great songs to name a few. I Just Can't Help Believin'. 20 Days and 20 Nights, one of my favorites on the album. I've Lost You, Just Pretend, Stranger in the Crowd, which is probably my favorite track on this whole album. And then the second LP has some outtakes, and then LPs 3 and 4 are the August 12th dinner show, which was made for the film itself. But again, there's the back cool shot of Elvis. Like I said, this one's becoming a little bit harder to find, but I have seen it fairly reasonably. If you can get your hands on this, it's definitely a great one to add to your collection. So that is number 4. Again, all of these could be interchangeable. This one is another album that was introduced to me when I was a very young lad, and instantly fell in love with it. It is my favorite of Elvis's gospel albums, and in my opinion, the best vocals Elvis ever did or record on any album. Of course, we're talking about His Hand in Mine, just a classic cover. This one is actually the Speaker's Corner release. I love Speaker's Corner. I think they sound crisp. The vocals and instrumentation is so crisp and clear and clean, but just great stuff. There's the back cover. But as far as his vocals, because Elvis loved gospel music, that was his first love. That's what he aspired to be before he became famous. He wanted to be a gospel singer. Man, this is just fantastic start to finish. Even if you're not a religious person like this, his vocals on this are just a couple of things. It was 1960, October 1960, he actually recorded this Halloween night overnight. And I mean, wow. And I've always said, you know, when you're doing something that you love or enjoy, you're going to absolutely smash it. And that's what Elvis did. He did anyway, regardless, no matter if he was making a soundtrack that he wasn't too keen on. He still went into the studio and gave it 100% on every effort, even if it wasn't something that he was overly hyped up or pumped up about. But he loved gospel music. This was his first full-length gospel music, and just wow is all I can say. His vocals are absolutely pristine. He hits those lows, he hits those falsettos beautifully. And the songs just, like I said, at a very young age, these songs just really hit me. Some of my favorites, In My Father's House, Milky White Way, Known Only to Him, Joshua Fit the Battle, Jesus Knows Just What I Need, Swing Down Sweet Chariot, Working on the Building, just 12 fantastic songs. So again, if you don't own this, this is another essential, and this is number 3 on my list. Now this one and number 1 are also interchangeable, but I had to go, and most of you who follow me know what my number 1 favorite Elvis album is of all time. And I debated keeping number 1 out of it only because it is kind of a greatest hits thing. So this one could easily be number 1 on my list or anybody else's list. If you're looking for an album, you're just getting into Elvis, you heard some of his stuff, you really liked his voice, you liked his style, you liked the music behind it, and you're like, what album should I get to start my collection? It would be this album I'm about to show you. Elvis Is Back, recorded in March 1960, right after he came out of the Army. Fantastic cover, just an absolute classic. Wow, what can I say? And this is the Analog Productions 45 RPM. This is the best, in my opinion, the best version that you can buy this record. It is still readily available. It goes for, I want to say $50 or $60, but it literally sounds, you've heard it before, it literally sounds like when you're listening to this that you're right in the studio with him. It is that wonderfully made. Analog Productions just makes an absolute fantastic product. They've released a couple of other ones that I've showed on my channel before if you go back through my library. But just a great album. It starts right off with a rocker, Make Me Know It. Then he slows things down with Fever. I Will Be Home Again, which is, reminiscent of him being away in the service, serving his country. Probably my favorite song on the track, Dirty Dirty Feeling. Just wonderful. Thrill of Your Love, Such a Night. Wow, what a powerful song. And you can tell Elvis is having so much fun recording this song, singing it with his band. He gives that little woo at the end of the song, so you can tell he was hyped up and having just a a great time. Girl Next Door, Wanna Walk In, just one great song after the other. So yeah, Elvis is back. Like I said, could be a #1. Probably is on most people's list. This is just, like I said, if you're starting out with buying Elvis, you have to You have to get this. Not saying you have to start it with this, but you have to have this in your collection. His vocals again are absolutely beautiful. Wow, that's all I can say. And #1, I got this probably on my 9th or 10th birthday. My dear mom got it for me for my birthday, and I played the living crap out of it. And to this day, 40 plus years later, it is still up there on my list. Elvis's Gold Records Volume 3. This is just an amazing record. This is my original stereo 1963 pressing. I got this probably about 2 years ago. Was so happy to get it. It's an absolutely wonderful condition. I still has the shrink wrap. I got to get it in a proper sleeve. But there's the other one. Of course, there's his Hand in Mine that I just showed you. But this whole album, just start to finish, like I said, this is another one. If you're starting out, just getting into Elvis's music, you want to buy the record, you want to buy the CD, this is the one to have. It's Now or Never, Stuck on You, Fame and Fortune, I Gotta Know, His Latest Flame, Good Luck Charm, She's Not You. Just the whole album from start to finish just rocks. It is absolutely spectacular. #1, Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3. Like I said, I had this as a little kid, and I just played the daylights out of it. It was on my turntable about any chance I get. And like I said, my mom got it for me. I want to say it was my 10th birthday, but I still actually have my original copy downstairs tucked away. It is on the black. It doesn't have the nippers on the 4 sides. It has the black nipper with the RCA, the newer RCA logo that came out right after Elvis had passed. And then here's my honorable mention. I love this record. If you want to talk about a wonderful live record to listen to, this would be it for me. This is also my original copy, pretty much mint on stage. Look at that cover, man. That is just absolutely spectacular. And February 1970 on stage. What's so great about this? So these were all mostly cover songs that Elvis did. But it just is out of this world. Again, this is an essential, to me, an essential release. So it starts out with CC Rider, and Engelbert Humperdinck's staple, Release Me and Let Me Love Again. Again, these are all songs that other folks did. Sweet Caroline, which Neil Diamond did, Runaway, The Wonder of You, and if you're watching, I know that's your favorite. It's one of my favorites too. Side 2 is Polk Salad Annie, Yesterday, Proud Mary, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, and then it closes out with Let It Be Me. This was, of course, recorded on stage at the International in Vegas. Look at that back cover. Such a great picture of Elvis belting it out. I thought I'd show you it's on the original sleeve. I think, in fact, yeah, this would be on this is on the rigid. I bought this, I said, this is in absolute stunning condition. So I actually keep this with my records down here on my turntable because it is just that good of a record. And again, all these 6 that I showed you, they were definitely essential releases. And like I said, if you're just starting out, you're new to the game, getting Elvis, these are just great ones to get, and I could not recommend them enough to you. So yeah, like I said, somebody brought this idea to me, and I thought, you know what? I'll keep it going. My next video, I will do my top 5 favorite Elvis soundtracks with an honorable mention, just like I did for this one. And then maybe what I'll do is I might have to narrow it down to my top 3 favorite live albums, and then I'll do my top 5 favorite FTD vinyl releases. So they'll look for those coming very, very soon. As always, thank you so much for those who have recently subscribed. Keep your comments coming. I really enjoy them. Appreciate them, and I do try to answer all of them or acknowledge them in some way or the other. But until next time, we shall see you soon. Stay safe. The weather's changing. It was about 39 degrees when I left this morning, so I love that cool, crisp air. So this is a great time of year. Thanksgiving coming up, Halloween, day after tomorrow. So again, stay safe out there. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.